Black people, I need y'all to stop being political tools for everybody when nobody comes to help us. It costs $11,000, between $2,000 and $11,000 to migrate to this country legally. There are more than 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States right now. These people, mind you, the governor of California was giving $58,000 to illegal immigrants to help them find a house. When did Gavin Newsom offer black people, white Americans that's struggling, hell, Asian Americans that's struggling, people that's born in this nation that's struggling? When did the governor of California offer them thousands upon thousands of dollars to help them buy a house, help them pay their rent, help them with their grocery bill? Like, it kills me how we operate and how we move when you have other administrations by presidents that sat up there and told you, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Or said, if I had a son, it would look like Trayvon. When did they ever just say, you know what, let's do something specifically for American citizens? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, American citizens. Oh, we don't get that. You know why we don't get that? Because the government loves to pander to certain people that they can pay for cheap labor. There was a woman on CNN that said, I want to see these Americans when they don't have these, I want to see these American women when they don't have blueberries for their coffee. Y'all, it is so funny to me how folks they got a little bit, they got just as much melanin as I do or a little bit more. It's so funny how we want to jump in front of trains and take bullets for every other race but ours. We want to put everybody other cars in front of us, but these people wouldn't do the same. I'm asking y'all to wake up and smell the coffee. Get off that Democratic plantation. It's going to be the death of you. You did.
The reason that we are responding like that is because people are asking us to speak up when we have done enough speaking up as black Americans, right? So we do have the right to say this is not our fight because look how we voted, look how they voted, right? Me no black, I would vote for Donald Trump and all those things, right? So, hey, they're on their own. This is not our fight. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. I mean, there was a Mexican president that said, let the Negro fight his own battles. I think it's about time black Americans, I'm not Haitian, I'm speaking on black Americans. Black Americans have done so much in this country. Black Americans are the reason why a lot of people who come over here have rights to begin with. So if black folks are tired and fed up, right, to where they don't want to speak up no more, they're going to just get their money and stay out the way and you know, pray for everyone, right? They have the absolute right to do that. So as a black American, we choose to sit down.
I did want to come on here and very briefly talk about the whole black people stay home, this isn't our fight conversation when it comes to talking about what's happening in LA right now. My question to you is, why would you ever feel safe in a country where a president can just deploy whatever military force he wants to go into a street and start picking people up and kidnapping them? Without any questions, without due process, snatching people off of the street, children, shoving them into a van and driving away, and they're never to be seen again. In what world would you ever feel safe and comfortable enough to not care about something like that? I completely understand the 92% that had the sentiment of, we've done our work and now we're tired. Black people are tired of being on the front lines. Black people are tired of being pushed to our limits without anything really happening and no one standing up for us. But it gets to a point where it turns into this, oh, it's not happening to me, so I'm good. This issue that's happening right now doesn't affect me, so I don't have to worry about it. I've said on this platform time and time again, honestly at this point I've lost count, all of these struggles, all of these conflicts that are happening because of this administration are connected. And there's no way to separate them. These problems are going to leak into your life, whether you like it or not. What's happening in LA right now actually really has this much to do with immigration and has everything to do with demonizing non-white people. Forget about immigration for just 1 second. Whatever your ideas and opinions on immigration are, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. This is about racism. Racism against minorities. It really has little to do with immigration. If he thinks he can get away with taking people off of the street because they might look like they weren't born here, how long do you think it is going to take before he comes for you? And by that time, when you do care, it will be too late. Again, if we just take immigration out of it, this administration deployed the National Guard on protesters for protesting, which is a First Amendment right. Does that sound like a cool, chill time to you? I understand the sentiment. I really do. I understand it. But at the end of the day, this shit is going to get crazy and it is going to affect you whether you stand up or stand down. So I need you to wake the fuck up. Whether you go into the street to protest or not, that is your right, that is your body, that is your safety that you have to think about. You need to be saying something, and you need to be doing something. It doesn't necessarily have to be going out into the street. But this shit is serious, and it's going to affect all of us if you don't wake the fuck up.
This post is so disheartening and frankly ignorant, because a lot of those immigrants helped to build and add to what Black Americans did in America. The diaspora war is insane. First of all, tell us, name it off. Give me 5 things that Black immigrants did to help Black Americans build the United States of America. Go ahead, listen to the comments. 5 things. I'm talking about to build, not to add to what was already built. Not how they were able to come over here and build something for themselves off the backs of Black Americans. Maybe that's what you mean? Because to help to build, like... And then y'all love to get up here and talk about Marcus Garvey, who was a traitor. Working with the Triple K. Working with the man that was practicing eugenics and reclassifying Black Americans. Like, y'all got to get y'all story together before y'all start popping it in the comments, talking about how much Black immigrants helped. Helped is a strong word. First of all, to be an immigrant means that you're migrating. You're coming from a country to another already established country. The United States of America was already established before a lot of you all came over here. Y'all love to get on the internet and say, my father came over here with $5. If your parents came up here with $5, how the fuck y'all helped anybody with $5? All you had was $5 in the chancletas or the sandals or the flip-flops that you had on your feet. How did you come and help anybody when y'all claimed y'all all came over here broke, busted, disgusted, and destitute? Let's start there. Second of all, you wouldn't have even been able to migrate over here. We got to keep saying the same thing over and over. You wouldn't have been able to migrate over here by the drove had it not been for civil rights, for the Hart-Celler Act. All of the things that were ushered in on the backs of Black Americans. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to start being honest about this. And I this is what I said initially in the first video, when I said maybe people would be more comfortable shopping Caribbean owned or going to, a Black immigrant versus going to an Asian immigrant. But it puts a bad taste in your mouth when you all just blatantly lie and try to pump fake your way into a lineage in order to benefit. And that's mostly how our relationship has been with immigrants, period. No matter your color, no matter if you're a Black immigrant, a Asian, a Hasidic, a Hindu, it doesn't matter. Our Black Americans' relationship with almost everybody in this country as a collective has been host, parasite. Even if it's just a hate and punch down, that is still an act of being parasitic, because you're using a group of people for an ego boost, for a confidence boost, for oxytocin, to get your fix, and to make yourself feel better about your miserable experience, such as whatever your life is. That is also energy vampirism. Just like literally hating on somebody, demeaning somebody, constantly pivoting, deflecting, and pointing a finger. That is another way to get a fix off of a person. It's narcissistic abuse at the end of the day. Like, y'all really need to pick this shit up. So to get up here and say Black immigrants help Black Americans, how? I don't understand why y'all so mad and so pressed about how we spending our money. Don't y'all say y'all don't need us? Are all of you all doing so much better? Like, the jokes write themselves and everything always comes full circle. The chickens always come home to roost. To roast? To roost? I don't know. Anyways, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, the things we talk about and y'all claim we're lying and it's not true, y'all prove it time and time again. You all clearly use us as a lifeline. We've clearly been resourceful. If not, y'all would not give a fuck if we were boycotting or coming to your businesses. Y'all wouldn't care. You can't make this up. And then to say the diaspora war is insane. It's a war? Us wanting to practice group economics means that we're waging war on you? Let that sink in. That's insane. We're not in the street beating y'all's ass. We're not burning down y'all's establishments. We're just simply saying we'd rather circulate the dollar amongst ourselves for a bit. Like, what is wrong with that? Y'all do it. Y'all send money back home. Anyways, what y'all think about this? Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Sound off in the comments, because
while some immigrants are calling for unity, others argue that their communities have different priorities and concerns. Today, we are looking at why some Black Americans continue to say on the sidelines how immigration became such a major political issue and why this conversation remains so divided. Let's get into it.
The number one reason that I and other Black people are not going to any of these marches or these protests is because they're straight up outdated and ineffective. As far as I can tell, these marches are not a strategy, they are a performance. Marches make certain people feel like they're doing something, but y'all, this current administration, this current regime, they are so unbothered, they could care less. And that's the whole purpose, to affect change, to make things happen. And if y'all think that any gathering of any people carrying signs is going to change the current administration's thinking, their policy, y'all are crazy. We could recreate the March on Washington word for word, step for step, and it would still yield absolutely nothing. And this current administration would not so much as flinch. We've all watched Eyes on the Prize, and yeah, we really believed for a long time, especially through the 50s, 60s, 70s, that if Black people walked long enough in the same direction, in the right direction, justice would meet us down at the end of the corner. And we see now that there's no way that that's the case. Marching hasn't moved policy in decades. To me, it just seems like it's all a performance, like it's a photo op, it's a PR stunt. The people in charge are not afraid of your footsteps or your signs. Black women, we've already found out what they're really afraid of. They're afraid of our withdrawal. They're afraid of us removing our dollars from this system. They're afraid of us organizing and strategizing effectively. We keep showing up at these marches hoping to be heard. They stopped listening a long time ago. I cannot speak for everybody, but on behalf of Black women in the 92%, we are resting. We are building. We are plotting, because by now we should have all figured out that power does not respond to noise. It responds to pressure.
Why aren't Black people helping Latinos riot against ICE in LA? Let's talk about it. There are three types of Black people who are sitting these protests out. Number one, the Black Trump supporter who voted for deportations. Number two, the Kamala Harris supporter who voted overwhelmingly for Kamala and then saw that Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump, and they're like, y'all need our help now? Oh, hell no. And number three, the older Black people who are like, what are y'all up to? Oh, and there might be one other type of Black person too. The kind of Black person that hears something like this.
I don't think Black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a Black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black lives matter. So with that said, we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American. It is anti-free speech. And if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not Black. So make the N-word great again.
Okay, well, how about we make ICE great again too, bitch? It's a little weird that not only are Latinos pressed, but white folks are asking, why aren't Black people out there protesting? Y'all usually ask, why are we protesting? It's almost as weird as this roll-off full of rocks that just so happen to be right in LA, right where the riots are, all cut off evenly, no construction around, just so happen to be there so people can start throwing them. Is that why y'all want Black people out there? So y'all can get staged video footage to roll on cable news all night long showing unity and violence against Trump? Stop trying to use us. And all I keep hearing is, Blacks and browns, we got to stick together. Blacks and Latinos, we're brothers, we're one. Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to have that outlook for more than just rioting and violence. I'm gonna need you to have that in the job market too, because Blacks can't get a job in LA. Latinos hire Latinos, whites hire Latinos. If you don't come to LA already in a job that moved you to LA, or you own your own business, you're not working in LA. You know who's working in LA? All the people that they want us to protest to come here. So Black people, the next time you're asked, why aren't you out there protesting with Palestinians or with illegal immigrants? Just let them know you put in the same amount of effort that they put in to get black reparations.
One point that often comes up is that Black Americans say they have been warning friends, neighbors, and other communities for years that immigration policy could become more stricter depending on election outcomes. Many people believe that the system would stay largely the same, while others expected that campaign promises would eventually become government policy. Now that enforcement has become a major topic, some people say that those earlier warnings are receiving more attention. Of course, people voted for many different reasons, including the economy, jobs, public safety, and different communities also had a wide range of political opinions, so there wasn't one single viewpoint, Another reason some Black Americans give for not joining deportation is that they believe every community has a right to organize around its own priorities. And some say their focus remains on issues like economic opportunity, education, housing, and public safety. Others argue that supporting one issue doesn't necessarily mean ignoring another. It simply reflects different priorities. At the same time, many immigrants and advocacy groups believe that the public demonstrations are an important way to raise awareness and encourage policy changes. So these differences in priorities has become a part of much larger national conversation. Supporters of that view, argue this development shouldn't come as a surprise because immigration was discussed extensively during election campaigns. Others respond that policies can have a broader impacts than expected, and that communities should continue working together despite political disagreement. So these differing perspectives are what keep the debate active online. So one thing that is clear is that people across the political spectrum are reassessing past decisions and expectations, and some believe that recent events validate concerns they expressed years ago. Others believe that the focus should now be on finding practical solutions rather than revisiting past political disagreements. So whatever someone's position may be, immigration remains one of the most closely watched issues in American politics, and it is likely to stay the way it is for some time. And this discussion isn't just about protests. It is about trust, priorities, and how different communities respond to major political issues. What do you guys think? Do you believe communities should support each other's causes regardless of political differences, or is it reasonable for different groups to focus on issues they consider most important? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and kindly remember to keep it respectful. If you want breakdowns like this, kindly hit the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.